back to Women on the World. My name is Karsten Gilbert, and we are here today with Tiffany, Dominic, and Rachel, who just took a trip to Italy. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Pretty well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. Enjoying the summer. So tell me more about where you guys went. You went to Italy, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Why'd you go there?
Well, we were studying anatomy, so we got to go to a lot of different museums and just view the whole country and just see a whole nother side of the world.
We kind of went all over. I mean, we went like scheduled. We were go to Florence, Bologna, Reggio, then Rome, but we also went to Sicily as well, and then we went to Tropea. I mean, just kind of all over the place, really. It was a lot of fun, though.
We fit in a lot of stuff while we were there, yeah.
So did you take a class this past semester to prepare for the trip?
Yes, we had a class every Monday. We came in, we learned about different things that we were going to be doing there. We learned about just different sites we would see, what to expect, what not to do as tourists there, and just learning what to do in a different country that we were going to.
And since we are pre-med or pre-professional of some kind, maybe even nursing, we kind of learned about their healthcare system, their health education, and just kind of on top of our regular curriculum.
Yeah, it was really nice because 2 weeks, there were 14 of us, I think. We kind of got to know each other too during that class all semester, become friends before we even went. So
what got you to enroll in this class to take this trip? Was it the trip itself? Was it the opportunity to learn about the medical field overseas?
Well, mine was I had to do it for honors, so I had to pick something. I just kind of wanted to pick something to go, but then when I found out it was Italy, that has always been a dream of mine, so I knew it was it, and then I found out it was for science also, and I knew it was a done deal. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, I'm actually Italian, but like after being in Italy, I know that I'm an American Italian, not a real Italian. But so that's kind of my main interest was there. It was just like, if it's a chance to go to Italy, it's a chance to learn about things, like I'm going to take it 100%. So I ended up doing it, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah.
Wasn't your family from Calabria?
Yeah, they're from Reggio de Calabria.
Yep.
So it was nice to go and travel there and kind of like, it felt like home, but it wasn't home, but it was just kind of like surreal almost,
yeah,
you know?
Find out where your family has been from.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That was very cool.
Enjoyable.
Very cool. No, I'm kind of with Tiffany too. I knew I had to study abroad, and then Italy's always been where I wanted to go. And then I'm pre-med studying, so the trip just was just the perfect little package.
Well, awesome, guys. So how did you prepare? Did you guys leave from Joplin to Kansas City? Where did you go to fly out of?
So we all had to get to Tulsa by ourselves. Just some of us drove up the night before and stayed in a hotel. Some of us drove up that morning. We flew out from Tulsa Airport to Georgia. And then from Georgia we flew to France, yes. And then
Paris.
France.
We landed in Paris, but we had a 2-hour layover.
Yes.
So we didn't leave the airport, nor did we see the Eiffel Tower. I tried to look out the window, and
did.
Nothing. I couldn't find it.
It's a little further away.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Was it 2 hours? I remember us running through Paris
Yes.
I think we were a little delayed
gosh.
getting off the plane, and that's why it wasn't a full 2 hours.
Yeah.
But
First of all, that was my first time flying anything, so I was nervous on the first flight. But when we got to Paris, France, we had to run through the airport because our plane wouldn't open, like they had a problem with the door opening.
yeah, that's what it is.
So we got delayed on the plane for like 45 minutes, so we had to run to our next stop and go through customs again. So it was,
French customs were rough. I got stopped. And like they were just yelling at me in French, and I didn't know what for at all. And then turns out my water bottle was full, and that they didn't allow those through.
We didn't think
so I had to either chug it or pour it out, and I chose to pour it out because I had a full bladder and it was 32 ounces. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and I did customs twice. So.
Yep.
So when you got there, were you guys just jet lagged? Were you already tired? What time did you get to Italy?
Well, it's like 8
It was,
a.m. there.
So ready to
7 or
start
8.
the day?
It was ready to start the day when we were ready to go to sleep.
For 24 hours.
We lost 7 hours getting there, I think. So for us, it was like midnight in our brains.
Yeah.
We were tired.
And then on top of that, when we got there, we couldn't get straight into our hotel because check-in time wasn't until 2. So we just kind of like roamed around the city for a little bit until we could check in.
So what were some exciting things that you guys got to see? I know you're there for studying. What were some fun attractions or just some fun things that you guys got to do?
What kind of like shocked me the most is like how good their street music was. Like I've been to New Orleans and New York, and like it just wasn't the same. It was like a whole nother level. I mean, they were very talented people. So I mean, that kind of was like right off the bat.
Artists too on the side of the street, like crazy how talented they were for just, and they're just everywhere.
I kind of liked our first day when we were jet lagged, but we had about 3 hours to walk around. And even though we were tired, we were excited to be in Italy. So we kind of went around to like view some big churches around, and we went to a museum that you would never been able to go on unless you had that free time. So you kind of just got to explore the city life yourself and just see how the people lived, and just, I kind of people watched the first day, honestly, just to see how they lived and how everyday life was.
Of course. So how was the food? I had to ask, when you go to Italy, the Italian food, how was it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Did you gain 10 pounds while you were there?
I actually
No,
lost 10
we
pounds.
lost
weight.
because
We
you
walked-
walk everywhere.
Yeah, I mean everywhere. Like I had my Garmin watch with me, and it kept track of how much we were walking every day. And when we were in Florence, we walked 10 plus miles a day.
Yeah.
And I mean the portion sizes are smaller, but I mean they're delicious. So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat it all anyway.
What was the grand total though? Wasn't it like 165 miles or something?
121.
21.
Yeah,
You
that
wouldn't
was
do that
long.
anywhere here in Joplin, I bet.
I barely walk 3 miles a day now.
Right.
Even when I golf, I walk 3 at
Just
the
walking
most.
around campus, you're like, oh.
But definitely makes you realize like why everyone over there is so small.
Yes.
Like they literally can eat whatever they want because they walk so much.
So let's talk about the language barriers that you guys might have. Did you learn a little bit of Italian before you went over there, or did you just go over there and hope for the best?
The best.
Yeah. I mean, we started to learn some with the class. Like we would start the first 5 minutes, and then it kind of dropped off after a little bit. Just stopped doing it. But I mean, in the end, it kind of worked out everywhere. But like Reggio, they spoke English, and then Reggio was a little difficult, but we had tour guides with us pretty much 24/7.
And I loved that. Like there was no tourist. We were the tourists there
Yeah,
in
there was-
Calabria.
Yeah, we were definitely the odd man out.
I kind of liked it. We went to a grocery store to pick up some fruit, and there was language barrier, but they were super sweet. So we were trying to like talk to each other and help us pick out fruit, and we were just kind of laughing at each other that we didn't understand each other, but we ended up figuring out what we were saying to each other. So I kind of liked it. It was an experience.
They're very nice down there.
Yeah.
One guy was using Google Translate to tell me
Yeah.
that
Sometimes you
there's
have to
swordfish off the coast, and I was like, all right, I don't know what I asked to get to this, but I like it.
Yeah. So let's talk about your guys' class that you guys took over there. What was the class that what were you studying when you went over there?
Well, we went maybe like the university.
Yeah.
We went to the university where they teach the foreign language, and you can take classes there. And it was kind of a good introductory session of how that worked, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, all the class stuff was in the U.S. Then when we went there, we went to the museums, and then we were, we had to write a paper on it and reflect over it. So like actual class time there, it was more museum based
Right.
or experience based, like the La Spicola Wax Museum or the Uffizi, or just kind of all of our experiences combined, really.
Yeah. How many museums would you say you went to?
Ooh.
I mean, we were there with like 4 days in each city, right? So I assume we went to something every day, right?
Almost.
We had,
At least 10.
okay, so at least
At
10.
least.
3 different
Yeah.
cities, 4 days apiece. That'd be 12, and so at least a couple days off, maybe 10, 9, somewhere in there.
And some of these museums took 3 or 4 hours to go through. I mean, especially the anatomical museum, because we all got to see what we're all studying. They're pre-med, I'm nursing. So we kind of all got to see like what we've been learning this whole time, like through all the body systems and everything.
So what was your guys' favorite museum? I think we have some pictures that you guys sent us of. What was your favorite museum that you guys visited? Since you're nursing and you guys are pre-med, there might be some differences. I don't know.
I love the La Spicola, like with the wax. It was just rooms and rooms of wax figures where you can see, like, on some of them just like it specializes in their arteries and some their lymph nodes. They're very specific. They're very beautiful. They took months to make them. Some of them are like 1700s dated back. Those were really, really cool.
They were very detailed, like much more detailed than we can find in a cadaver lab, because like we don't always preserve the neurons, or just like a lot of the neurological things are hard to preserve because they're just so small, and or, like they had it detailed out. You could see ganglions and everything. It was just perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, my favorite part was seeing babies in the womb, because I just got out of my OB rotation for nursing school. So just seeing that come to life, of seeing twins in the womb, seeing a singlet in the womb with something wrong, like seeing that come to life in that wax model was very cool after you just got done learning about that. So
There's not any museums here in the United States that are like that, or have you researched on?
They do like a tour of the wax models, but I think they're from Europe, if I'm thinking right. And they'll tour the U.S. and then they'll take them back home. But
didn't know that.
I didn't know
So
that
did you
either.
learn anything that wouldn't be in your guys' classes here that you learned over there about the body, how veins, I don't know much about the medical field, but tell me what you guys have learned over there versus what you have over here when you have the cadaver lab and all the labs here that Southern has to offer.
I mean, really, just like I was saying, it's kind of like it's hard to visualize some of that stuff because you can only see it in the book, and you can't perfect it. Like we don't have the capability yet. We're not, that perfect to reflect and dissect down to the neural level. So I mean, it was just incredible. Like, and the lymphatic system as well. Like we hardly ever can get the
so
lymphatic.
hard to see that.
So it's just like incredible to see it on a wax model rather than from the papers. So
I think it was incredible just to visualize it and just to see it in real life. I mean, you see it in books all the time, but it doesn't even come close to it when you see it right there in front of your face, just how it's all put out like that. So
Yeah. So what kind of tourism? Oh, this is your guys' group right here.
Yeah. This was us leaving Tulsa.
yeah.
Very excited.
How early in the morning did you guys have to leave?
We had to be at the airport by 7, but we didn't actually leave until 10.
Oh, okay.
So it
Wasn't
wasn't
too bad.
Yeah.
How many of you went?
It was 14 total, 2 instructors and then 12 students.
It's a pretty good sized group.
Yeah.
Where is this?
it's Bologna.
Bologna. We came across that going to somewhere else.
Yeah, we were heading to the Neptune Fountain to meet our tour guide to take us through Bologna, specifically to the university, but we just stopped along the way. I think it was like probably 2-3 mile walk, probably on the closer side to 2, from the train station to the Neptune's Fountain. And we just found this along the way and kind of was like, well, let's take a picture.
Is this in one of your guys' classes? Or
That was the
museum?
anatomical theater, right, in Bologna?
Yes,
Yes.
this was specifically the law side of the university.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that it's been updated, I guess. They have a projector there and some screening, like where they could sit behind. But that's exactly where they were doing the law at. And on the other side of that campus, she kept saying it. It was like, I thought she was saying lower, not lawyer.
I know. It took the whole
You know.
time
Yeah.
for me to understand her.
Yeah.
So she was
She's very
had a
knowledgeable.
thick accent. But
This
this is
where-
the
yeah.
anatomical
Yeah.
wax.
This is where they did the
or anatomical
dissections.
theater, sorry.
That was very cool to see, just sitting there and just kind of imagining how they did that whole part where we saw like where the instructor sat while the student was dissecting and where all the other students sat in the room. So that was pretty cool to just kind of imagine.
I mean, that's the start of all of our knowledge, really, on
Yeah.
the inside. of
I thought
the
it was
anatomy.
extremely neat that they had the best student in the class behind the table, and the teacher was up there with a giant stick pointing where to dissect and lecturing about what they were doing at that time. All came from the teacher while the student was doing it for him.
Wow. Could you imagine being that student?
It'd be an honor.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So nerve-wracking. And that was a library there as well.
I think we were looking at a map there or something. There's a lot of maps in that
There's a lot
library.
of books.
Yes.
This was more wax models within inside of the University of Bologna. Specifically, they had an obstetrics hall, which that's not what we're looking at here, but this is just to the right of it, I guess. And I don't remember, this was a lot of musculature. I don't remember specifically if there's a name behind it, but
Yeah.
It was very cool, the full
Yeah.
body.
full body musculature.
That was one of the wax models.
Yeah.
That one was special. I think you could take the pieces out of it too at one point, not now.
Yeah.
It's all locked up, but
So, just kidding. Is this some of your group members?
Yes.
that was you Fizzy. I think that started you Fizzy. There were like paintings from Leonardo da Vinci in there. I think Michelangelo's painting was
There was
in there.
one Michelangelo painting that I remember
Yes.
specifically.
Going in the museums, was it hard going through security and to empty everything out?
It wasn't too hard. You just had to put your stuff through the bin and it ran through. Then you walked through and got your things.
After going
and
through the
museums.
airport security,
Yeah,
it was much easier.
it did not
It was
compare.
much easier.
Did not compare to the airport.
This is La Spicola.
Yeah.
So what is that real? What is that?
That's a wax model
Okay, good.
with
not real
the
wax.
skin reflected off.
Yeah.
And you can see all the muscles, and I believe the chest cavity was open, and you could see, you know,
I think, yeah.
the vascularity in there as well.
So someone designed it to where it was wax made of the whole body and the arteries and
Yes.
muscles.
Took
and-
months.
Yes.
Yes.
For
Yeah, they would
Wow.
say they'd take the bicep, and then they'd make a mold of that, and then they'd fill the mold with wax, and then they'd have to paint that, and then they'd add that back to the whole sculpture.
Yep.
So
time.
it took, you know, a lot of time.
And all
Yeah.
those veins, like you can't see them in the pictures, but just so thin. Like they would cover a thin string with the wax too.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible.
Showed all the capillaries and everything, like amazing. And there's like hundreds more of those in there.
Oh my goodness.
It was crazy.
Where was this?
Oh, that was
That-
the protest.
Yeah, it was some type of protest that they were doing in the streets.
It was for like it was all the news on Palestine. It was very long.
Yeah, the refugees, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it, but it was
Changed
kind of
location.
interesting that it was formal. Like there was like very proper. Like it wasn't like super aggressive and like burning things down. It was just a march
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
through.
Very peaceful. We were waiting in line to see David when Tiffany and I saw that protest. That was one of my favorite parts too.
That was one of my favorite too. I kind of just tagged along with the group who wanted to go see it because I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the rest of the day, but I ended up really enjoying that. It was really cool to see with your own eyes.
It's so immense. Like I don't even know.
That was the university in Reggio. They were super nice and awesome when we went there. They invited us back if we wanted to come learn Italian language. And they said like we just get a hold of them and they would set us up with someone to come live there and come learn at their university. And their president came and talked to us, so that was really cool.
It was super different because we came from Florence, which is northern
Yes.
Italy, and we took a whole day train, bullet train, down to the very, was it the heel or the toe of Italy?
I think.
If you want to show her the back side of the
Oh,
shirt.
yeah,
we
do
can-
we just want to see the back of this?
The toe.
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
Florence, and then while we were in Florence, we went to Bologna, and then while we went from Florence all the way down to Reggio here, and then
Yes.
yeah, way down there, and then back up to Rome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was an 8-hour train ride during
was.
the day from
It was
Florence to
beautiful.
Yeah.
Reggio.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there was a lot of pretty views too, right?
Yes, there was. The countryside was beautiful.
It went by the mountains at first, and then we kind of hit the coast for a few hours and saw the ocean.
Yeah.
which
That was
really
awesome.
pretty.
We had
Yeah,
a girl
that
on our
was-
trip who had never seen the ocean. I think it was Jerica.
Yeah.
So every time it popped up, we were like, Jerica! And we were taking pictures of her because it was like our first time seeing it. So that was really cool.
Where is this picture?
That's still at the university. We took a picture with everyone from the professors, the president of the school, and also our 2 tour guides, which were awesome.
Yeah, there's-
Julia and William, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guillermo. And then Dominic also made those shirts.
Yes,
he
he
was
did.
in
Yeah.
charge of all of those, and we got some more to gift to the instructors at that
yeah.
school. And in that last picture, they were all wearing them.
Yeah.
Where is this picture?
I
This
That
is the museum in
called?
Reggio. I don't.
It was of the figures that they found in the ocean.
200
Yeah,
or
I
something.
don't remember
I
the name
think.
of it though.
It was a very long time
the
ago.
bronze men, I think, is
Yes.
what they were called, but you had to go through a decontamination room before getting
Yeah.
there, because
They found these in the ocean? Is
yes.
Yeah.
Like in the
Wow.
70s they found them, but yeah, 200 BC is when they think they were made.
Wow.
So we had to go through a decon room, and everyone stayed in there for like a minute, and then we got to go in the room.
Oh, wow.
I think this is part of, like, one of our favorites too. Sicily,
Yes,
Yes.
that
We
was
took the
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
specifically
The
this is
traghetti
Taormina.
is what they call it.
Yeah.
Taormina's where, oh my goodness, I'm so awful at this, like where the 8 that like Trump and everyone met. This is the town.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
It is. We actually saw the hotel where I think President Obama stayed when he went there. Like it was like a really nice hotel before we went all the way up to the
and
top.
we walked, you know, however far that was.
Yeah.
That's Tropea.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
Tropea. We were. If you want to turn around again, I'll show.
Let's show Tropea.
So like
Is it even on there?
from no, it's not on there. But from
Is
Reggio, we came up to like here, basically, kind of where.
In the ankle area.
Yeah, the ankle area. Thank you. Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of where Tropea was, and we went to the beach there, and we played sand volleyball.
Oh, that was
and
awesome.
We found
Yeah.
Dominic, and then Tiffany and I, or Tiffany came in later, but we found this cave in the ocean.
and it's like you climbed up the rocks first, and then went down
dipped
this.
down.
And then there was just a water cave, and like it was extremely cool. It opened up out into the ocean on the opposite side from where we were swimming at.
The waves would just crash in. We saw an octopus in there.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
literally looks like a scene from a movie.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it
Did
was
you guys
gorgeous.
get to spend a lot of time at the beach there?
Spent a day,
We spent.
that entire day there.
Yeah. So it was pretty fun.
In Reggio, we were on the beach, so I mean, we spent like the evenings there.
Yeah.
And is this at Basilica?
Yeah, so
Yes.
now we're back in Rome for this, in Vatican.
Wow.
That church was enormous.
Yeah, this is the St. Peter's Basilica. It looked like, honestly, the church I go to, you could fit like 16 of them in this size church. It was huge.
Yeah.
Our tour guide was telling us, if you go back a picture, our tour guide was telling us that gold strip at the top, you could drive a car across.
I didn't
Like, it
hear him
was-
say that.
It was huge, you know.
Wow.
It doesn't, you can't tell how enormous it is.
Yeah.
And then I think that dome is the tallest point in Rome. We
Yes,
got to climb
yeah.
up there.
Okay.
There's
Some of
God
us.
above all, so like they wouldn't build any higher than the Basilica. So
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of stairs to get up there.
Yeah.
we got up there. It was gorgeous.
Yes.
Terrifying, but gorgeous.
It's leaving.
Heading back
Yeah, this
home.
was leaving Rome.
I think this day we're kind of just all thinking about what we did the whole trip. Like when we 1st got to Rome, we got to take a bike tour through Rome, which was surreal.
Oh,
like
wow.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was one of my favorite parts.
That was
Of Rome, at least.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
if-
too.
yeah.
We got to bike to the top of like Rome and see the whole city. And before we went there, we saw, what was the whole circle thing we all biked around?
The Colosseum, is that
Are you
it?
talking about the
Or-
Colosseum?
Was
Or the
it, or
other-
was it the one where like they did the chariot rides around the
Oh,
circle?
Circus Maximus. That's
Yes.
what it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was by the Colosseum, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
That was cool.
not too far away.
There's just so many sights in Rome. Like the bike was the best idea.
Yeah.
There's just
That
so
was the
many
perfect
places
way to
to
start
see,
off.
right? So, what was your guys' best take on everything when you went?
Oh, that really depends on the city.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite city? I guess I'll ask. What was your favorite?
Oh.
You have to choose one.
It's
If
between.
you had to choose one. If you
Between them
went
all.
there and you
I
only
know.
one
I list
city,
them all.
I'm gonna say Reggio. Yeah.
and that was the one at the toe, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna say Reggio because I felt like, I don't know, it was more personable for some reason. I don't know why. And like when we went to Sicily, we had this amazing driver who we thought we were gonna die on the way to the mountain. I'm not gonna lie.
Drive a lot
But when we drove to the mountain, like we just got to talk to all of them up there. We got to see the top of Sicily. It was just more personable, getting to know them and us getting to know them. So
Wow. Yeah. What about you guys?
You go first.
I loved Calabria too, but I'm gonna cheat it out because we went a little bit around Calabria. But climbing Mount Etna, it was an active volcano, and we went all the way to the top. We don't climb all the way. We cheated a little bit. That was amazing. And
Yeah.
just Calabria. Everyone's just. I felt more friendly. Not that Italians aren't friendly, but they're just. Everyone's in the sun and by the beach and happier.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, Reggio was amazing. Absolutely. It's so hard to pick between that and Florence, just
Yeah.
because Florence was like,
I think you liked Florence better.
I might have. I mean, I mean, my family's from Reggio, so it's like, you know, I should love it more. But Florence was gorgeous, and like we just walked everywhere, and I enjoyed it
Talk
a
about
lot.
that night in Florence that you liked.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like we went out to experience the nightlife, you know. I mean, in the
You have
nicest
to.
way possible.
Yeah.
Like we were at Uffizi Museum beforehand, and we saw the river for the first time. And then we saw these bridges there, and they're like, yeah, they play night music on the one bridge here. You got to go there. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go there. So we headed down there before dark, and then we went to
We went like the residential area
yeah,
first.
we went past the bridge and then got some dinner. And we came back, and they were playing music, and the sun was setting. It was just,
The lights were coming on.
yeah, it was
At the
gorgeous.
water.
I mean, it was beautiful music. And someone got married or proposed. They proposed there.
What a dream.
Yeah,
What a dream.
yeah. I mean, we just got to witness that. So it was
Must
incredible.
be nice.
Dancing and
Yeah, dancing.
fun. It's very fun.
So given
very-
the opportunity, would you guys go back to Italy, or would you?
100%.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. You know, there isn't anywhere else that is more medically advanced or has more history behind it that you'd want to travel to next time, just to learn more.
It seemed like so much of it came from Italy, and I'm sure there's so many other
Yeah,
pieces
I'd
everywhere
have to
else.
travel to learn, so I'm just gonna go try
Yeah.
them all. You know?
Each place.
Yeah.
Travel the world and see
Yes.
what happens, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Missouri Southern had you guys go and bring back some information. I'm sure it'll better you in your career. Am I right? When
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and thanks for going to Italy and bringing back your experience with us. So thank you guys for joining us on Window to the World. My name is Karsten Gilbert, and we enjoyed your guys' information and experiences from Italy. Join us next time. Thank you.